Hello, I'm Rachel Wade, shamanic, intuitive, transformational coach and healer. And I help women who feel stuck in certain unhealthy patterns to live a life with passion and purpose. So they are a powerful force of strength, courage, and confidence. And my purpose is to be an enabler, sharing my wisdom and giving people the safe, sacred space that they need to make significant life changes. And my proven life-changing results are through using transformational coaching approaches, combining this with shamanic principles and practices. So teachings from our ancestors, basically. So are you ready to take your first step towards a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled life? Well, this video is about 3 ways to live life well this autumn. We're just now embarking on that shift from our summer into the autumn months, and it's a really powerful time for us. So I want to go into that more details, and I'm also going to share with you 3 golden nuggets. Number 1, breathe deeply. Number 2, let go of negativity. And number 3, nourish the body. So autumn is a great opportunity to cultivate a happier and healthier life with shamanic medicine, with ancient tools from shamanic lineage that are so very powerful to make a shift in our lives. So it means really to do that, we need to go deeper on our personal habits and our practices in this life. And here's a quote that I love. Studying life is not living life and therefore has no magic. So just think about that. Are you somebody that's studying life, sitting back, watching everything go by? Or are you somebody that's living your life and then receiving magic in return? So deepening our self-care practice is key at this time of the year and really to what's happening right now in this modern world. There is so much going on in our external world right now, and we are studying it actively or passively, and we are allowing that to become our reality. And in becoming more consciously aware that we are indeed empowered to shift to living a life that serves you better, and I know that with a deeper practice and self-care is what life and people are wanting and needing right now, especially in the world. So in shamanism, we look at energy within us and the energetic patterns of what is going on around us. And a shamanic teaching is that our perception of that, so what we see, that's what creates our reality. So all the external happenings in the world right now, so we need to be conscious of these factors. And once we have this awareness, which is so very powerful to have that awareness, we can then consciously shift and transform our energy to have a greater positive impact in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit. So we talk about mind, but we talk about our body and we talk about mind, and in the mind we talk about that being the ego, and that's what generates fear, hate, and negative ways of being that don't serve us in being whole as a person or being happy or being healthy. And this is called our shadow energy. And spirit is the reflection of the creative forces of the universe. Those divine forces are pure light, and our true identity as a being is pure light. So your energy is vital life force. And there are different types of energy sources, and some are physical, some are emotional, and some are spiritual. So allow me to simplify some of that without getting too intense here. So physical energy is generated by the response of the environment. So what you take in by nourishment, what you expose yourself to as far as chemicals, compounds, electrical currents, these energies are either giving to your body or they are depleting it. So in scientific terms, these are known as free radicals, EMFs, and toxic chemical compounds that are breaking down your body's system and contaminate it with low-grade food, bad air quality, and environmental pollution. And our mental energy is based on electrical currents, which are simultaneously applied to us through data, and they affect our neurological systems and your neurons and your nervous system. So if the mental stimulation you are receiving is not of the same quality as the high frequency current that releases certain congruent chemicals in our body, it will create an adverse effect. So it will create that adverse effect on your emotional quality as a human being. Therefore, in affecting your system, your hormonal system, your immune system, and other organs and tissues that are in your body. And there are some spiritual energies which the world doesn't have a lot of knowledge about, but shamans have returned to help facilitate this information. So your world is made up of spiritual energies. The ones that are in lower form are based on fear and guilt and judgment, doubt, shame, hate and anger. So I'll show you that you get the picture from this. And the ones in the higher energy forms are based on love, on compassion, and on bliss, playfulness, joy, ecstasy, pleasure, and every higher vibration that connects you to unconditional love and acceptance. So as the sun begins to sink lower in the sky and the night becomes chilly and dark, before we even get to notice the changing of the colours of our eyes, and our senses tell us that the energy of summer has come to an end in the northern half of the world, although it doesn't quite feel like it this week, does it? But the autumn equinox is a meaningful time of the year to honour the harvest, whether that be the real harvest of the things planted in your garden, or the harvest of your efforts and intentions for your life path that you set earlier in the year. The changing seasons are key points in the cycles of life in nature. And within this cycle, many ancient cultures perceived a powerful, deeper message for humanity. Indigenous cultures recognized earth-based wisdom and understood that the 4 focal points of the year, the winter solstice, the spring equinox, summer solstice, and the autumn equinox, illuminated stages of inner spiritual journey. A spiritual cycle that the individual takes themselves on. So you can find out more around where I talk about the seasons and the elements and how they affect us in the Pura Vida Your Life compass, which you can find in the resources section on my website. So the autumn equinox arrives on the 22nd of September this year, and we move from the external expansive nature of summer to the internal contractive nature of autumn. It's a great way to get started to balance your energies in autumn. And here are my 3 golden nuggets to help you take those crucial steps to align with the powerful transition of autumn. So number 1, breathe deeply. One of the best ways to support and balance our energy is with the breath. It sounds so simple, but the fact is that most of us don't breathe properly. We don't breathe deeply enough. And this impacts on our mental health, our energy levels, and our immune system. So my top tip here is go for a walk outside in the beautiful, crisp, clean autumnal air. Fill your lungs with all that good, energetic breath. I absolutely love going for walks in autumn. Just wrap up, put your nice big coat on, put your scarf on, your hand gloves. There's nothing better than feeling that crisp air on your skin. So my golden nugget number 2 is let go of negativity. Let go of negativity is always a good idea, but has greater importance in autumn. We can often feel that the negative things in our lives are beyond our control. If we become aware of negative things, we can make those small changes to avoid them as much as possible. So my top tip here is negativity can be extremely destructive energies, both physically and psychologically. So I invite you to work towards keeping as much of it as possible out of your life. Set this as a goal to give it some intention and focus. And sometimes just the awareness that can help you to make the small changes needed so that you can keep as much positivity and light in your life. Positive energy is what feeds us on every level and helps us to be happy, healthy beings. And my golden nugget number 3 is nourish the body. It's obvious when you think about it. Think about nature, how that supports us with seasonal food produce. as it knows what's best for us, what best nourishes us in the autumn months. But sadly, these days it's hard to know what food is seasonal due to how food is produced for us now. But if you can, aim to eat seasonal, healthy, hearty food, as this is vital for your body. And your body is craving that type of food. So more wholesome food to nourish you, nourish your body, support the immune system, and foods that are easier to digest, such as stews and soups, because they've cooked for a long time. So my top tip here is the best way to stay healthy is learning about nature, learning about each season and living in harmony with the spirit and energy of that season. So when we are in harmony with the world around us, we acknowledge that nature is slowing down and contracting and preparing to rest. So it's teaching us to do the same. So there's enough information at our fingertips these days, isn't there, with technology? So there's nothing stopping you. There's no excuses for you to go out there and really find out what is seasonal and how you can best nourish yourself in the autumn months. There's so many powerful teachers out there, not to be ignored. So let's summarize those golden nuggets again. Number 1, breathe deeply. Number 2, let go of negativity. And number 3, nourish the body. So I also know it's really difficult to make changes or even consider making changes, even when the season's inviting us to do so. So when you're burnt out and you're exhausted, it feels so difficult. And this is where I can help with my exclusive and intimate program designed to help women awaken their limitless higher potential, igniting their powerhouse and move forward with divine soul-driven purpose. This is a new life mastery and transformational program tailored specifically for busy women who are seeking change in their life. So to find out more, I'd invite you to book a call with me, which I will share the link to, and you can also find that on my website. So I help women replace fear with faith, replace weakness with strength, and replace internal struggle with confidence so that they can effectively claim their life back in just 3 months or less. So they can be more, do more, and have more, and fully embody their inner warrioress in order to break through all that holds them back. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next week for Pura Vida Your Life happenings, for insight, inspiration, and more golden nuggets to help you live a healthier, happier, and fulfilled life. So until then, Pura Vida.